Hey everyone, and a happy Halloween! I'm Big John, and this is the Diz Ability Show. Now, I've been told that I've been posting in-studio vids a little bit too much, so from now on, my in-studio vids are going to be once a week, and they'll have 3 parts to them. I'm in one unvid. The first part will, of course, be the tips. Don't worry. The disability tips will always come first. And second will be the top 5, where I say my top 5 favorite Disney related things. And the third will be the miscellaneous, where I get to talk about some important Disney stuff and maybe some stuff that I plan to be doing with the channel. So, without further ado, let's start off with the tips. Now, in one of my previous tip vids, my good friend Anne, who has an amazing son who has autism, she asked how to handle the Skyliner. Now, I have posted many pictures of these. I posted many videos on these of these many different Skyliner stations right here on YouTube, and last year we posted a video of me and my parents riding the Skyliner on our last day of our December trip. And I want to give you my take about how to do the Skyliner. First of all, Skyliner, if you don't know what the Disney Skyliner is, it's their gondola system that they debuted last year. Now, I have kind of good experience with the Skyliner because fun fact, the company that made the Skyliner is also the company that made the gondola the chairlift / gondola lift over at Sunday River, where I ski, just a couple hours from where I live. And the Skyliner is a lot smaller than that, so it can eat like 6 to 8 people, or 6 people and a wheelchair or something like that, and it gets a little snug. But if early enough, and if it's not too crowded, I believe you can ask for your own gondola. Now, some gondolas you can see perfectly out of, though some gondolas have character wraps on them, so it would be hard to get a picturesque view because the views with the character wraps can be a little bit blurry. But it's a very fun and amazing experience. And if you have someone with disabilities, I may recommend putting them on the end, so that they don't get cramped with a family member and a stranger on either side of them. And I would also recommend maybe staying at a hotel that has a Skyliner station, or one that's near a Skyliner station, like Yacht and Beach Club and Boardwalk Resorts are right next to the Skyliner station for Epcot's International Gateway. So that's good. And there's a station, and there is the main station at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. It's considered like the TTC for the Skyliner, because it has so many different takeoff points to different Skyliner stations. Like, there's one that goes to Epcot that has different stops, and one that goes to Hollywood Studios, and of course one that goes to the one over Hourglass Lake, which is right between the Pop Century and Art of Animation resorts. So, and of course there's a station at the Riviera where we stopped at one time, and to get a good view, because this was just a couple weeks after the resort first opened. So it was very cool seeing a new resort for the first time, and maybe since I am a Disney Vacation Club member, maybe I might go there. Who knows? Hard to tell in these weird times. So that's my tip. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets in a future episode. Now, on to our next segment, the top 5. Since it's Halloween, I'd figure my top 5 scariest experiences at the Disney parks. So, number 5. California Screamin', 2009, Disney's California Adventure. My family thinks it's a ridiculous story, but I think it's a reason why I'm afraid to go on looping roller coasters. Anyway, it was 2009, spring break. One of our 3 days at Disneyland during our California tour of 2009. We were at Disney's California Adventure that day, and we decided to ride California Screamin'. I thought it would be a normal roller coaster. I was wrong. First of all, that launch scared me. I was like, what the heck's going on? Ah. And then came the loop. The loop was so crazy, my back was hurting for the next 4 weeks. Yeah. Anyway, so number 4, my first time riding Expedition Everest. Now, of course, I was a late bloomer riding Expedition Everest because that was another attraction that I was unsure about. I first rode it in 2014. And I was like, oh dear, here comes the backwards part. And then, after that ride, I rode it 2 more times, and I quickly adapted to it. Facing your fears. Facing most of my fears, anyway. Number 3, my first time riding Haunted Mansion. Same deal, late bloomer. I'm not afraid to admit it. 2019, that was the very first time I rode the Haunted Mansion. And yeah, it was a bit creepy at first, but I soon adapted to it. And I've liked it ever since. Number 2, a thing I did twice and will never, ever adapt to again. It's Tough to Be a Bug, the 3D show at Disney's Animal Kingdom. First of all, the Hopper animatronic. Now, I know it's not there anymore, but it would make me pee my pants. It sure would. And also, when they say, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated while all the insect people leave. And then when all those crickets make your seat go bump, that's what really creeped me out. And so I never do that again. And now the number 1 scariest thing I've ever done at the parks. My first time riding Tower of Terror. Now, it was, yeah, I was a bit nervous at first riding it because, again, late bloomer, first time riding it, 2018. And I rode it, I was like, oh dear. And this was back when Toy Story Land was being built, so when we went out, looked out into down at the park, and I said, oh, there's a Slinky Dog. Gosh, that is exactly what happened. I am not kidding. That is exactly what happened. Anyway, hey, this top 5 is important because if you feel like you're afraid of something but it looks very fun, go for it. Never be afraid. It's okay to be afraid at first, then take a deep breath and said, you got this. And it helps. Now, on to our miscellaneous segment. Now, of course, if you've seen my epic video this past week about the citizens of Hollywood being laid off, when I first heard about that, my heart was like, ugh. But Disney has made an announcement that in the future they will bring back some additional entertainment. So fear not, my fellow citizen fans. There may still be hope. But until then, I may not post any more citizen vids until we hear anything else. Until then, I'm thinking about doing vids of me playing some of my favorite Disney video games. So if you want to see that in future videos, please let me know in the comments, and I will start doing some of that. So remember, comment if you want to see that, and also comment if you have any questions on how to do Disney with people with disabilities. And as always, I want to give shout out to my fellow Disney vloggers, my good friend Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. She does live streams every week on YouTube where she does challenges. She opens up envelopes that have challenges that have been written for her by her son. And she must complete all these challenges before going on to the next task. And also, at the end of each challenge video, she also does what she calls magical moments, where people who watch her live streams can send her PayPals, and they go straight to magical moments where they give like a special gift to a little kid, and it's so amazing. And also, she does what's called Disney Dares. So if you make sure you if you PayPal Beth for a Disney Dare, she must do that dare as long as it doesn't kick her out of the park. Also, make sure to check out my friend CJ over at Disney Planning Guy. She does Diz Week's News every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where she covers the latest Disney news of the past week. And also my friend Julie over at Dream to Stream. She does amazing Disney live streams on YouTube and Instagram. So make sure you check that out. And also, for the latest attraction news, be sure to check out my good friends over at Attractions Magazine. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.